And now we'll see the some navigations like how to zoom in, pan, how to move these images. So if you want to zoom in, zoom out these images, we can click on Alt and you can use the mouse wheel scroll up and down so that we can zoom in, zoom out this image. So it depends on the positions of the mouse pointer. Means like if you place the mouse pointer here and if you scroll in, scroll out, just it will zoom in that area. And if you put the mouse pointer here, then it will scroll in, scroll out in this area here. And also if you zoom in and if you want to pan the image, pan is nothing but just if you want to see the other side of these images, well, then we can hold the space, left click and drag so that we can able to pan the image here. As like we zoom in the images in the mobiles and just we will use the finger to see up and down of these images, right? In that way, if in that way, if you want to pan, just you need to hold the space, left click and drag so that we can able to pan here. And there is another shortcut for zoom in, zoom out. In some cases, if you are using the laptop, sometimes you may not have the mouse for time being or something. Just at that time, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, we can use Control plus and Control minus to zoom in, zoom out. Like we have to hold Control and in numpad, Control plus and Control minus, zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. And if you want to like to go to the full screen, just you can press F. So it will hide some of the panels, means like the Windows taskbar. Again, if you press F, it will like go to like full screen. Yeah. Again, if you press F, it will go back to the normal thing. Or else you can press Escape. So at present, we will see how to use the Move tool in this for this class here. So move tool is used to move the images from one position to another position only. So before that, if you want to scale or if you want to move these images, we need to unlock the layer. Actually, what the thing is, whenever we open images or whenever we create a new document, defaultly the layer will be locked here. That means we'll not able to adjust the size or rotations of this layer. So if you want to adjust the size or rotations, or if you want to move this, first we need to unlock this layer here. So in order to unlock, it's simple. Just we need to click on this lock button. It will unlock, or else just you need to double click on this layer and you can give the name, suppose like bird or something, and click on like OK, so that it will unlock the layer here. So so after unlocking, just we can able to move. So now move tool is used to move the images. So and also make sure when you are moving these images, you have to select the desired layer here. Means like see if you are not selecting the layer, just I'm clicking on the empty area. Now if you left click and drag, you are getting an error like could not use a move tool because no layers are selected. But the thing is, if you want to move these images, we need to select the layer and just left click and drag so that we can able to move the images here. So now suppose if you want to like scale the images, now let's say if I want to scale or if I want to rotate these images, you need to select the layer and we need to press Control T, T for transform. Then you will get this transform option. So from any corner, you can able to scale this image. So left click and drag so that it will scale the image here. And after that, you need to press enter to confirm the transform. So like simple, just we need to select the layer and we need to press Control T. You will get this transform option. You can left click and drag from any corner and just you need to press enter so that it will apply the transform. And if you want to undo, Control Z. Yeah, so if you press Control Z, then it will undo. And if you Control Shift Z, then it will redo. And what the thing is, in Photoshop, defaultly, you can able to undo only like 25 times normally. Suppose in case if you want to increase the number of undo, because sometimes if we do some mistake and if you watch it after like 30 or 40 steps, then if you want to undo, then we cannot undo like more than 25 times. So what the thing is, defaultly, it's a one-time setting. So if you go to edit, preference, and there is an option like performance. So if you select this performance option, And here you can see there is an option like history states. So if you select this history state, defaultly it will be like 20 or 25 times. So what the thing is, we can undo only like 25 times. So what the thing is, just I'm putting to like what we select 1,000. So we'll not do 1,000 times. I just will not do at least like 30 or 40 frames also, 30 steps also. But in case just it will be like 1,000. So after making that settings here, just we need to click on OK so that it will apply. If you click on cancel again, it will not apply. So one time, so whenever you open the new project, so it will be set it to 1,000 steps here. So now if you want to rotate the image, so if you want to rotate, just same, we need to press Ctrl T. But this time what the thing is, when you want to scale this image, we are placing the mouse pointer at the corner. If you want to rotate, just you need to place little bit distance from the corner so that you will get a rotation symbol here. So with the left click, we can rotate the image and just we can press enter so that it will apply the changes here. So if you want to transform, Ctrl T, you can scale from the corner. If you want to rotate, just put the mouse little bit distance and you can able to rotate this here. And now what the thing is, rotation, see whenever we press Ctrl T, and here you again see there is an anchor point. So the rotation depends on the positions of the anchor point actually. Means like, see, whenever I rotate, so see the image is rotating based on this point here. Like suppose if you change this to this corner here, now if I left click and drag, then it will rotate based on that anchor point here. So it depends on our like design, what kind of design you want to do. And if you want to rotate, you can change this anchor point. Suppose if I want to rotate here, then it will rotate based on this anchor point here in this way. And if you press enter and again if you press Ctrl T, defaultly it will go back to the center. And now when we are scaling this, so when we select this layer and if you press Ctrl T, and now when we want to scale this, so if you defaultly scale this, it is making an uniform scale. Width and height are scaling at the same time. Suppose if you want to scale only width or only height, so whenever we press Ctrl T, here it will enable some options in the control panel here. Means like, see, if I press enter, now you're not able to see that options. We can able to see options which is related to the move tool. But whenever I press Ctrl T, you're getting some other options here like width, height, rotations here. So what the thing is, in between width and height, there is an option like maintain aspect ratio. Aspect ratio means like, see, when it is enabled, it is making an uniform scale of the image. Suppose if you disable this option, now we can able to scale only in the width, only in the height here. Yeah. But most of the time we will use a uniform scale until unless if you are making any logo design or something, according to that we will like scale the changes. But for images, what the thing is, mostly we will scale in a uniform way because it will look like an stretch kind of thing here. Means like if we use only the width and height here. So that's why what the thing is, just we need to put this option like enable maintain aspect ratio so that we can able to sometimes according to the example, suppose in cases if you're not able to adjust the image properly, at that time we will just use a little bit amount of non-uniform scale here. So now if you suppose if you're not enabling this what we say like maintain aspect ratio, now it is not scaling in uniform, but still if you want to make a uniform scale, we can hold the shift also. If you hold the shift, then it will maintain the same aspect ratio, yeah, uniform way here. If you're not holding the shift, then it will make an this kind of stretch here. And also like if you are rotating, when you're rotating, if you hold the shift and rotate, then it will rotate 15 degrees of angle. Means like it is snapping, it is going to snap 15 degrees of angle here. If you're not using the shift, then it is like accurately points, it will rotate in the points here, 11.98. Like if I rotate, it will go to 8.05 or something. If you want to rotate only in 15 degrees angle, we can hold the shift also. So, or if you want any specific angle, directly you can type here. Suppose if I want 45 degrees, you can type 45 degrees. or else like minus 45, like minus 45 if you want in opposite way here. And also we can flip the images, means like if you press Control T and if you right click, you will have an options here like flip horizontal, like the image is going to be flipped to other side here. And also there is an like flip vertical, just it is going to flip in the vertical directions here in this way. And also you'll have an rotate 180 degrees, just it will rotate in one clockwise direction, counterclockwise directions. So now what the thing is, suppose in case if you want to import any other image too, means like multiple images in the same canvas. So normally if I click on open, and just if I click on this image here, so actually what the thing is, it is opening in a separate tab here. Yeah. So what the thing is, I want that images to be loaded in the same canvas. So in order to do that, we need to go to File and we need to select this option called Place Embedded. Yeah, embedded. So what it will do is, it will open the images in the same canvas here. So if you click on this Place Embedded, and now suppose if you click on this, and just if you click on this place, now see it will load in the same canvas. And also it has been created a new layer based on the image which we have imported here. Okay. And we can scale this too. So if you want to select this layer and select that, and just we can scale and press enter. And if you want to scale this bird image, you can select and you can press Ctrl T and you can scale this image. And also if you want to rename these images, just we can double click on the text here. It's like we have this 1100. If you double click on this, we can able to like change the name of the layer here. We should not double click on this empty area. If you double click on this empty area, you will get an options called layer style that will be explained in the further classes. So if you want to rename this, make sure you need to double click on this text here so that you can able to rename that image here. And if you want to duplicate the images, you can press Ctrl J so that you can able to make a copy of the images, Ctrl J, or else Alt left click and drag. So whenever you Alt left click and drag, it will make that many number of copies here according to that. And if you want another image, just you can go to File, again, Place Embedded. Again, you can select any images. So let's say if I want to change this image, and you can change this image. And also what the thing is here, the order of the layers matter here, means depends like, suppose if I want this image to be in the top, then we have to place this layer on the top here. So whatever the layer will be on the top, it will be always in the first here. Means like whatever the layer will be in the first, it will always be in the top. And suppose in case if I want to send it to like second position or third position, then we need to left click and drag so that it will go back side here. So suppose if I drag into the center, then it will come in the center. So it depends on our situation, means like where we want to place the image, we need to place that layer according to our requirement here in this way. Means like, for example, see, let's say just I will delete all these layers. Let's say I want this layer, and let's say I want to change the background of these characters. Let's change this. So like I will do all these options. Later I will explain what to do. So just I will partially delete this background. So just I have deleted the background. Now suppose if I want to change the background, what we need to do? We need to go to File and we need to select this Place Embedded. And suppose if you select this image here, and we need to scale. And now what we have to do? We need to drag this layer to the second one so that we can change the background here. So the layer order matters. Whatever the layer will be on the first, it will be on the top of this thing, or else according to that we need to swap the layers here. And what the thing is, in Move tool we have one option called like auto select tool. What is this auto select is? See, as I said, suppose if you want to move these images, we need to select that layer. Means without selecting that layer, you will get an error like could not use a Move tool, no layers are selected. So suppose if I want to move this bird image, we need to select this bird image. We can move this. Even though if I place the mouse here and if you move, still we can able to move only the bird image. So it is easy for us. Suppose if we have like 2-3 layers, but what if we have like 20 to 30 layers, let's say. So if you have like 20 to 30 layers, every time searching for that layer, selecting and moving is also, it's a kind of time waste for us. So what I think is in Moodle, we have an option called like auto select. So what it will do is if I enable this thing, now here no need of going to the layer panel. Wherever you left click and drag, it will move the images here directly. Means automatically it is selecting the layer here. So here there is an option like auto select. So just if you left click and drag, then it will move that images here. Unless until if you lock, you can lock the layers also. Means like see if you select this layer and suppose if I want this layer to be stay in the same position, I don't want to disturb or something, we can lock this here. We will have this option like lock. So now we will not able to move that layer here. Okay, so according to that, we can undo, and if you want to unlock, then we can click on this, we can unlock, and just if you want to adjust, you can adjust and you can scale. And if you don't want to disturb again, just you can lock this thing here. And finally, we have the group option. What is group is like, it is better to maintain the groups if you are doing a bigger projects. Like say, suppose if you are creating any brochures or if any big projects. So there will be a lot of text files, shape files, images. So all will be mixed into this layer panel here. So better if we maintain the groups. Means like say suppose if you create any folders, what we'll do, movies will be in one folder, softwares will be in one folder, in that way. Okay, means all the files will not place in this same thing, right? So what the thing is here also we can make it group. For example, if I open another image, let's say like the character. Let's say if I open this character image, let's say file place and this thing. Yeah. Okay. So let's say what the thing is, I will arrange it properly. Let's say just I will put this thing or something. Now what the thing is, this one, this image and this image belongs to the nature or something. Let's say I want to make it like group. So here we can select the multiple images. So if you want to select the multiple images, we need to press Control so that we can able to select the multiple layers here. Now, if you want to make it at a make it as a single group, we need to press Control G, G for group. We can select these two images and we can press Control G. And we can rename that group also. Let's say we'll call it as like nature or something. And for this, we can like characters or something. So whenever we want to edit that images or something, we can easily able to find the group and we can open, we can edit whatever we can do, and again we can close it here. And if you want to ungroup, just you can press Control Shift G. Control G for group, Control Shift G for ungroup here. If you're not able to remember that, you can right click and here you can see like ungroup layers, like delete group. So if you ungroup, then it will ungroup the layers here. And also you can swap the images from one group to another. Suppose if I want this layer should be in this group or something, you can left click and drag so that it will go into this group here. This way. And final option in the move tool, here we have this option called like layer and group here. Means like if you select this layer, it will move individual layers here. In case if you select this group option, then it will move entire group here. Means some situations you will get like if I want to adjust entire group, if you want to scale entire group or something, here you have to put the option to group so that we can select the group, we can able to scale the group, and if you want, you can rotate the group also. And laterally, if you want to adjust the single layer, then we need to put the option to layer, then we can adjust the layer here. Okay. Yeah. And finally, if you want to continue this work laterally, okay, I have done up to here. If you want to continue this file laterally, we need to save in the format of, yeah. So just we need to save, go to file and we need to click on this Control S, and just we need to browse the location and just we need to give some name and click on OK. And make sure here we need to select the PSD file here, so that we can able to continue and click on OK. So if you want to continue that file, then we can just double click on that, so that again you will open the PSD file here. So in this way we can open the files. Just you can, unless until if you want to save it as an image, means like final output, then we need to go to File, Export, Export as. If you want to save it as an JPEG image or PNG images, then we need to go to File, Export, and Export as. And here you can select the format, means like what format you are going to export, like JPEG, PNG, and JPEG. So here for timing, just I will select the JPEG image, and we can select the quality, and we can just click on this export, and we can set the location, and just we need to click on save here. So what the thing is, it will save as a separate image here. And what my suggestion is, still until if it is a final one, then you can it is okay. But what the thing is, if you are not maintaining the PSD and if you are saving it as directly in the JPEG format, laterly if you want to adjust the images, it is not possible. Means like, for example, see, I have saved it as an what we select JPEG image, and if you want to adjust anything, in case if I open this, let's say you decide you think that there is no PSD file. Let's say I have deleted this thing, but now if I open this file with a Photoshop, what it will do is, here you will not get the layers here. It's like, if I go to this, yeah, you will get only the single image. Suppose in case if you want to adjust this image, or if you want to scale any individual, you cannot do. So that's why what the thing is, better you have to maintain the PSD file, so that we can able to adjust the image here.